それは
何でもいいって言ったよね。
言ったけど。わかった。じゃあそれでいいんだな。
本当にいいの？
リーダーに二言はない。
やった楽しみだな。
A-Rank Party episode number 16. This continues to be such a challenging show to review every single week because it continues to be one part I absolutely hate a portion, if not all the episode, and then I like a portion of the episode as well. So this episode, I was rolling my eyes. I was bored beyond belief, where the very predictable storyline of Rain getting easily duped by the old dude with the glasses just kind of happened. Now, of course, towards the end of the episode, it all played out well because of all the little, chess pieces that our boy Yuke had kind of put into place beforehand. He ensured that Rain was his property. He ensured that, they're married. He ensured that he followed the guidelines of the country that they're in because they, out of everything, they respect the kind of customs that they have. So by doing it and by making sure it was done early, there's no way that the prince or anybody could claim their rights to Rain because she's technically Yuke's property. And I'm not really sure, but this might also extend to the girls of Clover as well too. They don't outright say it, but the prince hints at it that Yuke may have also put those pieces into place where all the girls are protected by him. So there's a chance that, at least in this country on paperwork that, all of the girls in Clover belong to Yuke and that he's married to all of them. So that could definitely be the case, and which I think is totally fine. But that first portion of the episode, 2 weeks passed. He has the time with Rune, about like a day or half a day pass, and, they share a quick moment under a fire or whatever. And, he's getting his way out of the achromatic darkness, and, he's carrying her. He puts her down. He carries her again. They find their way out, and we find out later on the reason they find their way out is because it all ended up falling into place, which I did enjoy. That Rain's decision did net a positive, which was the fact that because she borrowed the item from the prince, which is like that compass thing, that she was actually able to help Yuke. And the reason that he was able to get out so quickly is because he heard Rain's voice and he was able to find his way out. So it did net a positive. It just wasn't an enjoyable way to get there for me, which was really, really good. So he got out pretty quickly. They shared a little bit of time. He went back. We found out that, 2 weeks passed. He makes a reference back to Gelatinous Boy, later on that, thousands of years pass, so time just passes completely different. So something that he did at one point totally affected the world at another point, which I thought was really, really cool as well. So it just kind of shows that, hey, in this world where there's worlds and where Persephone exists, the way time passes there versus their world or other worlds are just drastically different. So I thought that was pretty cool. I also like that the prince wasn't a piece of doo-doo. I like that the prince actually, the reason he was requesting Rain and the reason that he was requesting their help wasn't because he just wanted, more girls on his arm. It was because he had a mission and there's a dungeon that he wants to conquer. He wants to use their powers and he wants to use, their renown. And he seems like a pretty good stand-up dude. And he also appreciated the fact that Yuke had made her his property. So even if he wanted to go about it a certain way, he wasn't able to. So I thought the prince was pretty cool. But just that first, 10 minutes or so of the anime, let me see, about 12 minutes I was just so like, this sucks, But then that last 12 minutes, it got a little bit better. I do enjoy the end of the episode too, a little hint of fan service, in the bath, it starts off with Marina, and then it extends out to Rune, and then it extended out to Nene. They're all in the bath with Yuke. I don't like the blindfold situation. I get that, Yuke's very shy and all of that. It seems like Marina was basically like, make a baby with me. You know what I mean? Kind of deal. But he made a promise. He has got to see it through. But I don't like the blindfold thing, and I think it's just very silly, especially because he's a grown ass man. Even if he is with a bunch of girls and stuff. Like I think it's just really silly. But regardless, if that's your thing, it's all cool. You get a little bit of fan service with some of the girls. You get a little bath scene at the end. But yeah, this anime just continues to be one of like I'm not enjoying it at all. But then it swaps gears and suddenly like, oh, this this portion, you know, of the episode's just pretty good, you know? So it sucks because it keeps happening to where like the first half of an episode or the first portion of an episode continues to be like, yeah, this is some doo-doo ass shit. But then the next portion of the episode is like, oh, this is pretty good. You know, like I was really happy, like, oh man, the rain stuff happened. I was like, oh, here he goes. You know, she's supposed to be the smartest in the group, but she's getting duped easy. But then it's not long lived. Like it's all figured out and everything was, you know, done in the first portion of the episode. So I was like, oh, or in the episode, like, you know, basically they didn't drag it on. Like Rain gets duped and she gets her thing solved by the end of the episode. I was like, okay, they didn't drag it on. So I can't really be mad at that, but I don't know. It's just, I think it's 6 out of 10. This was a 6 out of 10 episode. I think it had good moments. I think it was just fine. This is gonna be one anime that I never rewatch again in my entire life, though. I can tell you that, unless some serious harem stuff happens that makes it super mouth water, saliva inducing, you know, really good, which is not gonna happen. This is gonna be a one and done anime for me. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's just not. It has tons of potential that's just not meeting. So it's gonna end up being a one and done for me, personally, when everything's all said and done. So yeah, anyways, A Rank Party episode number 16 was fine. 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10, whatever you want to call it. And I'll see you guys next week for episode 17. We'll see what happens now as Yuke and the girls take on this new dungeon. And as Yuke continues to get closer to all the girls, hopefully we'll see him get closer to either Nene or Silk next. It looks like this was Marina's shot, even though they spent 2.5 seconds on it. It looks like this was her in, so hopefully we'll get Nene or Silk getting deeper in with our boy Yuke next episode. And hopefully we'll see him actually kissing one of them or doing something outside of just holding hands. So, and if we don't, we don't. You know, whatever. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Peace.